Race fans, Larry Supermouth Huffman, AMA Hall of Fame announcer. And this isn't Supercross, it's Wednesday! And you're watching Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Stand by to count how many times Roman says nice and what movie Brian will review this week. Stay tuned while the boys teach secrets of bay bass fishing with Roman on his 6-second nitro-burning pedal drive kayak and Brian in his Cool Baits high-speed dragster boat that he takes out every Sunday! Be there!
Yo, what's up, everybody? I changed the intro on you guys a little bit. I had that version too. Do I say nice that often? Do I really? Shout out to Captain Dan if you're watching from the airplane. Choo! Oh, he is watching from the airplane. Let's go. I've got a signal. Airplane. Bit in the air from the East Coast. Let's go. Shout out. Nice, Captain Dan. Real quick, let's get to some announcements. Let's do some Pop Top. Brian unfortunately couldn't make it today, guys, so you're stuck with me. But no worries, we're still going to make it a fun episode. We got Captain Scottie on standby. We're going to call him up, and he's going to give us an update on what the current bite is, what he and his captains have been seeing out there in the San Diego bite. And so if you're looking for some content, some good knowledgeable people to get information from, stay tuned for that. And then we're also going to have Coach on here, jump on here, give us the San Diego fishing report as well. So a lot of intel today. Roman got scalped. What's up, Arnie? Guys, you know, I've been on that jiu-jitsu journey, and I got tired of leaving the gym with my hair all messed up. And so I just decided to just go ahead and get a haircut. This is how I used to rock my hair when I was a kid. Super short. Don't have to worry about combing it. You know, let me think about other things. All right, so first off, shout out to Peter86 reclaiming his trophy as the first comment of the stream. Woo! And then we'll do another shout out for Leonard. We'll say first like of the stream. Nice job, Leonard. And I saw Cal in here earlier. Cal was in here super early too. So Cal, thanks for jumping in early. Shout out to Carl Black. Shout out to John Courtright. Shout out to Mr. Salty Dangler. Thanks for helping me mod today. You too, Leonard. Let's see who else we got. Weight loss guy. What up, dude? Welcome back. How's that fishing going? I know you're kind of newer to it, but you've had at least 2 or 3 weeks since the last time you were in here. Let me know how your fishing's been going. If there's anything you're getting stuck on, anything you're having issues with, this is a perfect time to ask those questions. Okay, so keep rocking. Shout out to Arnie. What up, Arnie? Oh no. Not like. Yeah, right. Let's see. We have Doug Rubin. That's why you're in the house. What up, Doug? Welcome back. We have Todd TB Metal Art in the house. Todd Burton Art in the house. I'm so used to saying TB Metal Art. Todd Burton Art in the house. Exclamation point TB Art in the chat for a link to Todd's website. It does amazing work, guys. Go check it out. We got Spinning Rod Rebel Marvin. What's up, Marvin? It's been a while. Good to see you in here. There's Cave Dog. Okay, good. Yeah, thanks, Cal. I thought you would appreciate it. Eric Klein. What up, Eric? Welcome. Hey, everybody. Welcome. And Coach Worf in the house. Coach Worf will be jumping in a little bit later today, guys. So let's get through some announcements and do some Pop Top, right? I'm thirsty. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best Pop Top you ever heard in your life, 1 being the worst, rate this Pop Top. I've been waiting too. It's pretty loud. Cheers. Let me know what you're drinking in the chat. What up, Jesse? Good to see you in here. Oh, I got a 10. Let's go. That reception must be coming in nice from the airplane. Could that be my best Pop Top without Brian sandbagging me? Oh, an 11? What? Okay. All right. Sounds pretty good. All right. Announcements. And if you want to If there's something that I missed, let me know in the chat. I know that the CCA event is coming up here on Saturday. Apps and Taps. Apps and Taps. I'm going to put a link in the chat, actually, guys, real quick. Right there. Apps and Taps is happening Saturday. This Saturday. The 17th. Yep, this Saturday, the 17th. $75 per person. You can buy your tickets ahead of time on the website. Arnie, can you pay in person? Can you pay the day of? It includes a renewal. It adds a year to your CCA license. Sorry, it adds a year to your CCA membership. Right? I think last time we went to the Fred Hall show, maybe with Salty. We're like, we can keep track of how many years we're ahead on that by now, because we've been doing a lot of events. Very cool. Oh, Captain Dan sent me a picture. Oh, Captain Dan is not joking. He's literally in an airplane. Look at. That's funny. That's so cool. That's so good. All right, it says 9.9 sparkling ice black cherry tonight. Ooh, Apps and Taps. Apps and Taps, June 20th. Okay. And you can pay. Yes, you can pay at the event. 4 to 8. Guys, it's a blast. I'm not sure if Brian's gonna make it or not, but I'm gonna try to make it for sure if the wife lets me, because I've been busy I've been busy these weekends, so I think I should be able to make it. So I'll be there. If I do go, gotta be careful with those cutwaters, guys. Okay, we're gonna close that place out, and anyway, it's gonna be a blast. It'll be good to see everybody. Catch up with Nakata too. Brian's working at Disneyland that weekend. Oh, okay. I won't be going this year. I have range day. Oh, ooh, that's cool. Very cool. Okay. Another announcement we have is we have our, what do we call this? What are we calling it officially? And I'm glad Captain Dan's on here too, because he can confirm if he can make that date or not. So the pickle run date, we moved the pickle run date to August 5th, because the original date we had planned to do it on, Captain Dan wasn't in town. So we kind of kind of set it up so it works with Captain Dan's schedule. And Captain Dan will be, I guess, chaperoning us or a support boat. He did an awesome job last year, and really, like, it seems like it's not a big deal just to have like a little pie. I'm already talking about the pies. Have a little personal pie and a little hot dog, like a little snack. It's so good for like the morale. When you're like 2/3 of the way down the when you're 2/3 of the way down past like Point Loma, it's just nice to have that vessel support and know that if somebody gets into trouble, Captain Dan's there to help us out. So thank you, Captain Dan, for doing that for us. And if you didn't know, Captain Dan spent like a ton of time making the dough that he bit. What am I saying? I'm getting tripped up with my words. He put together all these pizza pie crusts for the CCA event. So you'll be able to get Captain Dan's famous pizza at the CCA event if you're there. Okay, there you go. I guess somebody else will be actually making the pizzas, but the dough is provided by Captain Dan. It's like his recipe. Like he actually made the dough and brought it over so that they can make the pizzas on his dough. Right? Did I get that right, Captain Dan? Arnie? Correct me if I'm wrong. Very cool. So the plan today is to get Captain Scottie on here and give us a little intel on the fishing he's seeing right. Whoa, the fishing he's seeing right now. Who's always there to feed you. Exactly right. Captain Dan's always there to feed you and help you. Exactly. But we are gonna give Captain Dan a break on for the awards ceremony for Spotty Bowl. Chuck volunteered to cook for us for that. So Captain Dan will get to relax, and you guys get to have him and just talk to him the whole time, so he won't be busy running around trying to slang pizzas. Okay, So that'll be good. It's good to have Captain Dan around, and such a wealth of knowledge, and like Captain Dan to me is like my I don't know if this comes out right or not, but it's like he's like a grandpa I don't have. Like my grandpas are all gone, and Captain Dan has always been a good person to listen to you and give you advice, but without giving you advice. It's like the way he does it is really cool. Anyway, I appreciate you, Captain Dan. Thanks. Godspeed, and we'll see you when you get here. Again, thanks again for helping the club so much, and everybody in the community. We all appreciate you. Cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call up Scottie, get the intel, and talk to him for a little bit. If you guys have any questions for Captain Scottie, now would be the perfect time to ask. And what happened to Carl? Carl's throwing up. Carl, Leonard wants pineapple. Nice. All right. So I told Scottie would call him at about 7:15. See if I call him a little. Let me get my phone set up on my soundboard, and we'll call him up. And it's gonna be fire. Bluetooth. Connecting. Welcome, guys. At any point you guys have any questions, put it in the chat. One more quick announcement while I get this board set up to call Captain Scottie. I've been doing shows. You guys saw the post I put on Discord. If you guys didn't see it, I've been doing another show about. It's completely different than what we're doing here. It's a show about Bitcoin and the power of saving in Bitcoin. If you guys are curious about Bitcoin or want to learn about it, as a way to preserve your wealth against the inflation of the dollar, I'm doing that show Monday through Friday, so 5 days a week at 8:15 p.m. on a channel we call Stack Sats Show. So I'll put the link in the chat. If you don't see it in there, you can also go to just stacksatshow.com. And give me a sub. It's a fun little show, and you might even learn something. If it's something that you've been curious about, go check it out. Let me get this URL typed out: https://www.stacksatshow.com. And right after Fishy Hour, I'll be jumping on that around 8:15. We're doing it at 8:15 most nights, and it's cool. Today's topic is gonna be. I knew I was gonna invite you guys, so today's topic I made it specifically for fishermen or for anglers, and the topic for tonight on the Stack Stats show is gonna be. What is it? It's gonna be. Oh, Bitcoin for fishermen. More fishing time. That's the topic. I was like, is it more fishing time? Can you get more fishing time? Anyway, reminds me of, okay. Carl laughing. Cool. All right, let's call Scottie and get some fishing intel and see what he's been up to. Okay. That's connected. I got 2 minutes, but we'll call him a little bit early. Boom. And coach, if you're in the chat, I will be patching you in around 7:45 if that works for you. Where is it? Scottie. There we go. I might need to get my headphones, guys. Hey, Scottie, can you hear us? Hello?
Hey, Roman.
Oh, you can hear us. Let's go.
What's up?
Bringing in Captain Scottie from Brothers Sportfishing, boys. Let's go. All right, we're
Let's
here.
Go
we got
Fishy Hour.
Nice. It's exciting. So
Yeah.
I told the guys that it would be awesome if we could get you on here and just you could give us a little quick rundown of like what you're seeing out there. I know because it's been a while since I've gone out and fished. But it'd be kind of nice to get an idea of like what species you're seeing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Right on. So then, I guess why don't we start with, I guess, right now this weekend was a moon phase. I believe it was a moon phase. But anyways, we had some decent halibut fishing in the bay. This season has been a tougher season for charters in general. I mean, you just walk down to the landings on any given like weekday, even sometimes on the weekends, and you'll see boats tied up at the docks. It's definitely a change of the season. I think there's a mix of things going in. It's not COVID anymore, so people don't have those stimmies. They don't have those stimulus checks. They're not getting, they're not getting like unemployment or like, working from home. So then, and then second to that is the weather. We had 14 atmospheric rivers this wintertime, all those storms hitting Southern California, churning up the water, bringing up that cold water. I mean, water temps off of our coastline are still 62 degrees. Some spots are 64, but in general, we're still seeing 62-degree water, you guys, in the middle of June. So although like the government hasn't said it, they haven't officially said that, we're in a recession. People have been calling it, for example, my Dylan, his dad works as a manager at a Toyota dealership, and he called it like, over a year ago, like, hey, like a recession's coming, like, all these high prices, like they're going to hit a wall and then it's going to do something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, the economy's down, fishing, weather, in all throughout May, we did not have a single day of full sunlight, in May. Not a single day was sunny in May. There was always like patchy or, cloudy in the morning, sunny in the afternoon. But yeah, and then so second to that, for a lot of like charter fishermen, that there's unfortunately or fortunately, whichever way you want to look at it, there's a lot of people that look for the counts. They look for reports, and if the reports aren't great, so say for example, people coming from Arizona, Nevada, the Valley area, like Temecula, Riverside, LA County, Central California, Northern California, they're waiting for like, boats to like put up some good reports before they start booking some trips. But nonetheless, there have been some opportunities, after April 1st, being able, they removed the depth restriction. So then, we can fish any depth until I believe it's September 15th. You can fish any depth. Of course, you can't fish in the MLPAs.
Right.
So like, the North La Jolla MLPA, the South La Jolla MLPA, and then, in front of the Tijuana River, and then for the North County guys, outside of those lagoons, you can't fish those areas. But no, like being able to fish the 9 Mile Bank has been exciting. The 9 Mile Bank has been closed to recreational fishermen for the last 21 years. So now that it's open, it's been really fun to like find new spots and also just like, see the differences. Because then, we'll find a good rock, and then like a couple weeks later, that rock will be dry. So these schools of rockfish are moving from rocks to rock, and then, I don't really know what it is. I don't know if it's a change of the currents. I don't know if it's a change of their food source. Maybe it's like they're like sheep, right? The sheep will graze an entire area like dry, like so there's nothing there, and then they'll move to the next one and graze, right? So I don't know if the rockfish are the same thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah, cause even out there, like those sponge, like I forget what the name is, but like the rockfish that we're bringing up from deep at the 9 Mile Bank, when we bring them up, they're spitting up those spongy things. They're like when they're alive, they're clear, but when they die and like be digested, they're like a little like orangey-ish color. I'm sure Coach is listening in, and he's gonna chime in later on.
What are they called? Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, I know that. I love seeing Coach down at the marina. He's awesome. He's always full of energy.
Awesome.
But yeah, so like being able to fish these zones has been a lot of fun. And then with the halibut fishing, we got some keeper halibut in Mission Bay this weekend here. We got them on Sunday.
Nice.
So one of the keys about fishing halibut inside the harbor at least is fishing the incoming tide. I had read some research on specifically the California halibut that the state of California had done when they were doing their research and setting regulation sizes and whatnot. Yeah. So what I read on the publication that came from the state of California, they said that halibuts, when the tide is outgoing, they'll hunker down in the sand. Maybe it's an evolutionary thing that they feel the tide's going out, they'll park themselves in the sand so they don't get pulled out of the harbors. And then when the tide is incoming, then they'll go out and actively look for food to eat. Also, the incoming tide is bringing in all the nutrients and bait, from outside the harbor into the harbor. But anyways, we got a keeper halibut in Mission Bay on Sunday. Then moving to the offshore stuff. There have been some, episodes, some instances of limit style yellowtail kelp patty fishing.
Oh,
Not
nice.
quite the same as last season. Last season around this time we were getting easy, 30 yellowtail on a trip. 6 people, five yellowtail person. Getting and then decent sized yellows too, like the like 10 to like 15 pounders with some standouts at 18 in there. As of this year so far, it's been mostly like the 3 to like 6 pounders with a couple standouts at like 8 to 10.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple standouts at 12, but it hasn't been a home run by any stretch. And then back we got our first bluefin of the year back at the end of April. Then we had some good hits in May. June has been a little bit of a tough one for us. We've been having a little bit of a damper, but today our captain ran out down south and got a couple of fish on the Mad Max. So
nice.
So it was kind of interesting day today. They were running the Mad Max and they were seeing schools of fish on the sonar and then running the Mad Max and not getting bit. And then what turned out being is, we ran over a school of fish and we didn't get bit. What happened? They reeled it in and there was like kelp, or there was a grass on the hooks, and just a little bit of misrepresentation. The fish will not like it, So then they're like, well, these trebles are snagging a lot of grass and kelp. Why don't we just try a different jig that doesn't have trebles? So everybody always wants to change out to the trebles because they hold the fish a lot better. But then if it's snagging grass, then you're not getting bit that way anyway. Right. So anyways, they sent out a new jig with just the stock hooks, and they got bit within like 5 minutes, they said. and thankfully they got the fish in. Of course, with those stock BKK hooks with a tiny little barb. Like you have to be on that fish. You cannot let any slack and let that fish spit the jig. So today was a good one. Let's see here. And then for the offshore stuff, there's basically like 2 bodies of fish. There's this body of fish that's up around San Clemente Island, and then the second body that's down by like Ensenada. So, anybody wanting to make those runs, pick your poison.
Yeah, right.
Because if you go up north, then you're going into the headwinds heading out, and then coming home, you have following seas. If you go south, you have following seas in the morning, but you're going headwinds coming back home. And then in general, right, the morning will have calm winds and the afternoon will kick up. So, in general, going to that northern sector is fun, but going to that northern sector, you're now dealing with all the other U.S. boat traffic, Oxnard, L.A., Newport, Dana, they're all hitting Catalina, San Clemente Island. But you go down south, you're really only seeing San Diego boats and the Ensenada boats. And so, it's pick your poison.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that was a quick little synopsis of what 4 days straight. It was gnarly. And then since then, from May 26th till now, we've had at least one booking of every single day for the following 3 weeks. So, kids are out of school, and then for example, this weekend we're almost fully booked. We got 3 boats booked Friday, four boats booked Saturday, 3 booked Sunday, 3 Monday. it's full speed. Next weekend we got 4 boats booked on Thursday, 4 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. It's crunch time.
That should generate some good reports, hopefully.
Yeah.
Do you think people are taking their kids out on the charters?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, so like for my business at least, you know, I can't speak for everybody, but for my business at least, I'd say like close to 90% of my business are out of towners.
Wow.
You know, whether they're visiting internationally, visiting from, you know, just out of state, you know, coming in from landlocked states, and then, you know, just wanting to get out in the water. But like, you know, most of the locals, right, like either they have boats of their own, they go on sport boats because it's, you know, a little more affordable,
Right.
Or they have friends with boats, you know.
Friends with boats. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, we do get some locals, but it's not a huge amount of our business. I'd say, you know, a good, like, you know, 85% of our trips are new customers. And, you know, like, you know, 90% of the time for our customers, it's a one and done. We do have some return clientele, but not a great amount.
Right. Do you do like corporate packages? Like say somebody's got a budget at their work and they're gonna take their team out for like team building.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do those as well?
Yeah, definitely. So then even like last year, we had a couple times where like so last year we were running 3 boats. This year we're running 4 boats. I think
That's
last
cool.
year I only had it one time where one group booked all 3 boats, but I had at least like a handful, like at least like 5 or so times that, you know, a group booked 2
That's
boats.
cool.
This year we've already had it where, you know, groups have booked, you know, 2 boats, 3 boats, and then I had one company, I think it was like May 20th or something like that booked all 4 boats.
Oh, that's
like
cool.
that. Yeah, so they had 1 boat go offshore, and then they had 3 boats rock fishing. They had 1 boat that was all women, so it was like, you know, boys versus girls. It was funny, and the girls beat out the boys. They had the most catch for the rock fishing day for the 3 boats that were rock fishing. It was pretty rad. It was really fun, really cool to coordinate it all.
Kel's asking if there's an MMFC discount, putting you on the spot. Reach out to Captain Scottie, guys.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we could talk about that on the side.
Yeah, reach out to Captain Scottie. Cal, he's a good dude. He'll hook you up.
Yeah. So then, it's definitely, you know, love to get, you know, some of the local guys out there. You know, if you know, anybody, you know, listening to you know, Roman's mission here. You know, Roman's on a crusade to you know, help the local fishermen. You know, Roman gives a lot of his time and a lot of his efforts, and he really believes in, you know, what he's doing for the local community. And, you know, I've been with, you know, fishing with Roman and knowing Roman for, what was it? You know, maybe since like 2018,
so crazy, right?
2019.
So crazy.
You know, to see where it's growing, and, you know, now there's a void in the space, you know, with SD Fish going down, and, you know, Roman's coming in there quick with fish hype. It's really fun to see where everything's going.
It's a pretty cool thing. Like it's like almost like the passing of the torch indirectly, right? Like somebody's got to step up and just kind of try to provide that for the community. And I think it's super cool, especially like seeing, like when we first met, right? It was through one of our friends, Tim, and Tim already knew you, and Tim met me through my channel, and we fished Mission Bay a couple of times, and I was like, Tim, I really want to make this video where I flip the kayak, but I don't want to do it in the bay. I want to do it like in like clear water. And Tim's like, so matter of fact, he's just like, use Scottie's pool, and I was like, who's Scottie? He's like, oh, he's cool, don't worry, just use his pool. I was like, dude, shouldn't you ask him first? He's like, no, he's probably gonna say yes. I'm like, dude, just ask him. So the first time I met Scottie, I show up to his house with my kayak in tow, trying to sneak it into the side of his house to get to his pool and like shoot this video with Tim. It's hilarious. That's that kayak flipping video you guys probably recognize, but that was the day I met Scottie. It's pretty amazing. And now you're rocking 4 boats. That's amazing, dude.
I know. It's you know, to sit back and look at where we are now from where we started. It's pretty crazy, you know. I mean, like Dylan and I, you know, we're the brothers, and you know, we told ourselves at the beginning of it, you know, we're gonna put 110% into it. We're gonna give it all we've got, and we know, right? Like starting a business, it's risky, right? You know, like 50% of businesses fail, right? You know, like just look around you. Like sometimes there'll be a restaurant here, and you go back there, you know, the restaurant's closed for good. You know,
Yeah.
I was like, man, I actually like the food there. What happened? You know,
Yeah.
like
So
but yeah, like every year we've turned back our profits, you know, back into the business. When we started this business, I was working out of a Honda Accord. I was, you know, I had the back seat folded down, a tarp over the back seat, lugging a cooler in and out with ice because, you know, you need ice for your trips, right? Like, where are you going to get ice? I got to bring it to the boat, you know? And then there were some times where just like I was so stressed out, so tired,
I was always like,
running day after day. Yeah, but like I remember, you know, some days, like, you know, I finished with a trip, I was cleaning the boat, and I was just so stressed out, I just started bawling in the boat. You know, just like inside the boat, just tired out of my mind, just like, oh. But you know, now we have a solid crew of captains with us. We have, you know, solid boats. We have a good reputation. We're out of a good marina. You know, it's really nice to see where we've come.
Very cool. Well, wish you the best, man, and keep going. It's awesome to see you grow. So very cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Roman. You've been with us every step of the way.
Yeah, it's awesome. And if any of you guys have any comments or questions in the chat you want to ask Captain Scottie while we have him on, that'd be great. Put it in the chat and I'll ask because he's not seeing. He's just on the phone. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We got Oscar says hi. He says Scottie's an awesome dude.
Yeah, thanks, Oscar.
Yeah, we took Oscar fishing with us when Oscar was my cameraman.
He put out that hype teaser video with the hype music.
That's so funny. That was fun. Cool.
Oh man.
Well, Scottie, everybody here knows how to find you. It's Brothers Sportfishing. When you tap it out, there's gonna be two S's next to each other at the end of Brothers and the beginning of Sports Fishing. So brothersportfishing.com. What's up, Judge? Hey, from Felipe's. Are you at the restaurant? That's funny. Captain Dan's flying in. Judge is at the restaurant. That's hilarious. Very cool. But yeah, Scottie, I appreciate you taking the time to jump on here for a little bit with us and give us a rundown of the season so far. And
yeah,
dude,
I guess maybe what I'd like to ask, you know, the people listening in right now. So like, you know, I'm a member on Fish Hype. I haven't, you know, done anything on it yet. But you know, the other day, what I liked about it, what you built, Roman, is that my email will like send me like, hey, this is what you missed on Fish Hype over the last week. And I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, like I went on to Fish Hype and I like read the other posts and you know, saw what other people were talking about. I was just, you know, trying to think about like, you know, what can I put in like, you know, once a week, you know, what kind of like, you know, something from Brother Sport Fishing that people would like to see from us, and kind of like basically what I just did with you guys right here, you know, a quick, you know, 20-minute rundown of like, you know, what we're seeing, what we're doing. Cause then, you know, like I am, you know, living the industry. I'm seeing the other boats. I'm talking to the other boats, to the other operations. You know, I'm seeing what my boats are catching and what we're targeting, and, you know, how the weather is affecting and the economy is affecting our industry, our community.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, if people, you know, want to see more of that, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, trying to like put it on my schedule, like, okay, like every Monday I'm going to sit down in my office and I'm going to do a Fish Hype thing. And, you know, so like if anybody wants any like topics, like touched on by, you know, Brother Sport Fishing, you know, please leave a little message on there, and then I'll try to start incorporating it. Because every Monday I do payroll to like pay my captains, you know, basically that's like the day that like I know like, hey, I got to sit in front of the computer. That's like a day where like I could be like, hey, like let's do something on Fish Hype, let's get this going.
That'd be awesome to get like captain's reports. What I can do, Scottie, is I'll set up a Brother Sport Fishing thread. So that you're like, because you're pretty much one of our sponsors, right? With the reel and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll set you up a section, and that way you can start a thread and people can respond to it, but only you can start a thread in there. That way it'll be just your reports, and then if people ask questions and stuff, you can respond to them if you want. But that way
Cool.
you have a place to put it, and that'd be sweet because
There
we
you
can
go.
even work off of that like on Wednesdays, and just do an update from that the following Wednesday. You know.
Yeah,
That'd be
there you go.
awesome.
Yeah, we could like
Yeah.
put up the post, and then like when you call me on Wednesdays, then we can like answer the questions on there.
Nice.
Yeah.
John Courtright says, I think we should start a forum on Fish Hype where people can opt into a charter party for or a half or 3/4 day with Scottie. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like to put a group together, like an open party group, I guess. Interesting. It might be something we'd incorporate, John.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
Basically, our prices for our trips are for the boat up to 4 people. If 3 people, 4 people, if they split the cost of our charter, we'll send the boat out.
That's cool. All right, I'll get that set up, Scottie. That's a good idea. And see, that's the thing, guys. It's like I'm super open to these kind of ideas, especially on Fish Hype and that kind of stuff, because it's like I see it as a benefit to the whole community. So I'm for it. It's very cool.
Yeah, like even to this day, I'm seeing, I'm meeting new people, and then they're like, "Hey, I've seen you before." It's like to me, they're saying that. I'm like, "Oh yeah, cool, right on." Yeah, we have some YouTube videos up. He's like, "Yeah, you know what? I bought a boat and I learned rock fishing from that video with
That's awesome.
It was Roman." I'm like, "Yes,"
That's so crazy.
that was, it's just so cool that like people that I've never seen before, never met before, but was able to like gain something from that video. And then that video was back then, and even from now, like I've learned more things since then, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you and I did that video, I only had one boat.
That's true. That's pretty crazy. So we're working on a follow-up, guys, just so you know, a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, you know what the crazy part is, Scottie?
What's good?
That video was like at least, almost 6 years ago? Something like that? Something crazy like that? It doesn't seem like that far.
Man.
But here's a real mind-blowing piece, right? Is that as long as YouTube still exists, right? When you and I are long gone, people are still going to learn how to fish from us. It's crazy.
Yeah, people are still going to learn how to rock fish.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude. That's like, I tell my kids all the time, that's like, that's pretty cool. Like maybe like your kids or your kids' kids will see grandpa like teaching how to fish. That's pretty sweet. I was like, I wish I had videos of my grandpa doing cool stuff,
Yeah.
Or like my descendants or like whatever my ancestors doing cool stuff. But we're so
cool.
lucky, dude.
Yeah, man. Didn't even think of it that way, man.
Like you're teaching
crazy.
your own grandkids to fish or great grandkids to fish just by making these videos. It's like amazing, It's like,
man, I'm just picturing it in my head right now.
Right?
Just like sitting on the couch, all the family's around, and there's Grandpa Scottie.
So good. Awesome.
Oh man.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Scottie, dude, thanks for so much for taking the time and great ideas. We'll implement that this week, and I'll hit you up for that. We can start getting you access to that sub thread or that thread and get that set up for you. But dude, thanks for taking the time. This is super fun. Anytime you feel bored and you want to jump on here, dude, on Wednesdays, let me know.
Right on. Yeah. It's just crazy that my schedule is varying every day. As most of everybody listening on here can imagine, managing 4 boats is gnarly. I have to maintain 4 boats, and I have to maintain rods and reels for 4 boats, and I have to talk to customers for 4 boats, captains for 4 boats. And then I have to do the accounting side of it. U.S. Coast Guard manifests, fishing licenses, my bookkeeping, and then I have to go and do marketing. I have to post to social media. I do all my website SEO. It's I'm now that I'm getting to the point that like I'm kind of overwhelmed. I'm trying to like outsource some of these things, and now I used to do at this point. I still did everything for the website.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start paying a company to like take care of my website,
Nice.
and then so now I'm starting to delegate things so then I can go back to fishing, because then last year and this year, I didn't fish as much as I had prior years. And then, I only really fish with like returning groups or like special referral groups.
Yeah.
And then whenever I do get out in the water and like, I'm away from cell signal, I can't answer the phone or anything. I just kind of look around. It's like, man, I kind of miss this. I like fishing.
That's funny. So funny. Oh, that's good. It's like that proverb or that story where like this guy's like out here. This guy's like, I guess he's like fishing somewhere like in like a retired somewhere. It's like he's a guy that just fishes, right? He's a guy with a boat and he fishes. Mm-hmm. And this entrepreneur guy like tells him, hey, you should like get more boats and fish and do all this stuff. And then like in the end he ends up going back to square one so that you can fish on your own, right? After all this build up. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I guess you already have you already have that, I guess. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, go turn back to where I started.
Right, exactly. To be able to fish on your own, just right. No, that's good.
Yeah, like the setup is like the most stressful part of it. Waking up early, getting the boat ready, getting customers on, getting bait, and leaving the harbor. But after leaving the harbor, when everything's settled, that's like, for me, that's when like I get excited. That's when like, the juices start flowing and I start like looking for signals of fish, and then that right there is my little happy spot.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You lost me at get up early. What's up, Oscar? We see you in there. HTX Pulsar in the house. MMFC Texas chapter. Let's go. Oh, if Oscar ever comes down to San Diego, definitely have to go on a charter with Captain Scottie.
Boom, boom.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, Scottie, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get Coach in here to do the San Diego fishing report. Just like the charts and all that good stuff. But, dude, thanks again for tuning in, and I appreciate every minute you give us on the show. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for everybody for listening in. I know that I went through things a little bit fast there, but hopefully I'll start making this a more recurring, more common thing. Because then I think like I show up on your show like once in a blue moon. So.
It's okay. We'll take it whenever we can get you, dude. Very nice.
Awesome. Thank you, Roman.
Right,
thank
guys,
you, everybody.
thank you.
Have a good night.
I'll see you soon. Have a good one.
Mm-hmm. See ya.
We'll take Captain Scottie out with a round of applause from the live studio audience. Woo! That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that to look back at like the stuff we've done, guys. So I want to thank every single one of you for tuning in and for humoring me with my shows and my content creation. And I just hope that you're getting enough value from the stuff I make to be worth your time that you spend here with me. So thank you so much. It's very, very humbling. Very humbling. All right, let's see if we get Coach on here. Coach, I'm ready. If you're ready, sir, give me a call. Oh, excuse me. Wednesdays for me, guys, have been so busy. I do the jiu-jitsu class from 4 to 5, and then I stay for my kids to do their class from 5 to 6. And then I bolt home. And today's jiu-jitsu class was nice. Like I hurt my rib on Monday. Hurt a different part of my rib on Monday, but not enough to where I couldn't go to class. So I went to class today. I just did like some really light rolling, like not full force or anything, and it felt good. Like I got this big dude who's like trying to smash me, but I was able to like maneuver enough to not get crushed, and felt great. Like just like a small win. Like he didn't submit me or anything, but like just being able to survive, just being able to survive felt great. And I saw Roy in here earlier. Roy, you probably know what I'm talking about. Just like it just felt good to be able to say like, okay, had a good class. I feel like I got a nice workout. I survived, and I'll be back on Friday, baby. Let's go. I'm not hurt, so I can go back on Friday. It's been crazy. So let me see if I can call Coach real quick, guys. Usually doesn't work if I call him. That's right. Coach. All right, Coach. Call me back. Call me when you're ready, Coach. I'm gonna ask the 7:45. I jumped the gun a little bit, but how is your fishing going, Oscar, in Texas? John, are you still doing the SBS or like saltwater bass series? Oh man, what else we got here? We got Yoke in here. What's up, Yoke? The inflation in sport fishing ticket prices is also out of control. Yeah, it's yeah. Yep. Inflation is no joke. Inflation is taxation. Leonard says, I think maybe Coach fell asleep. Coach, wake up. Let me text him real quick, guys. Or maybe I caught him at the wrong time when he's dropping out the kids at the pool. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Oof. All right. Let's see. So let's finish off this poll. Oh, it doesn't say the actual number. So 17 votes, but 18% of people are not. 18% of people are going to apps and taps. 53% no. 29% maybe. I'm gonna go, guys. So there he is. How long do you grill kielbasa sausage? Let's ask Coach. He's an expert. He's an expert at that. That's so good. Coming in live from Wharf Studios, it's Coach Wharf himself. Bringing him in with the round of applause from the live studio audience. Let's go. Hey, Coach, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, my man.
Where's the song going on? There it goes. All right. Oh, you know what? Your stream isn't going on this side. Give me 1 second. There it is. We're back. And we're back. Guess who's back? How you doing?
No, not too bad.
First of all, do you know what those spongy things that Scottie was talking about are? Rockfish
I didn't catch that part of it. I was probably walking down here to.
He said the rockfish eat this like spongy things that are clear, but when they have to digest them, they turn orange or yellow.
So those are probably either ctenophores or salps.
He said he knew you would know it. That's awesome. Nice job.
Actually, a lot of the fish that live in the dark zone, that's a huge portion of their diet is those things.
Interesting. They're clear, right? Because
they can be clear or they can be black. There are lots of different colors of them. They're a major food supply for the mollas when they don't have the sailor by the wind all over the water.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen any of the videos on social media from across the bight, but the mollas have been going to town on the sailor by the wind.
If you guys don't know what that is, it's like a jellyfish, right?
It's a colonial organism. Its genus name is Velella.
It looks like a little plate with like a clear like sail on top of it, and it just floats on the surface, and you're like, what is that? And they're called what?
It's a sailor by the wind or by the wind sailor.
Yeah, that's the perfect name for it, because that's exactly what they do. Just out there, you're like on a padding, you're like, what the hell's that? Oh, it's a sailor by the wind. Okay, cool.
But there are tons of videos out there of huge mollas, just like giant vacuum cleaners at the surface of the water, sucking those things down by the ton.
I always wondered what was slow enough for a molla to catch.
Actually, they eat a lot of those ctenophores too. I've watched one suck because ctenophores get really long and skinny.
If they're
if they're allowed to grow in like that, and I've seen a molla just swim up to one that was like 25 feet long and suck it down like a piece of spaghetti.
So good. So, guys, how is Coach's audio? Is it coming in loud and clear? Yeah, just making sure that they can hear you. Yeah, looks good. That's so good. So the next most important question is coming in from Carl. He says, how long do you grill a kielbasa sausage for?
Oh, now grilling sausages is an art form, okay, Carl? Now, if you're using wood or like real deal charcoal, you can get it really hot. Sausages can really take some heat, and you can put a real sear on them if you want to. On the other hand, if you got your George Foreman, you probably want to turn it down a little bit and get the long cook on them.
Interesting. Yeah, because if you don't have enough heat, the center won't get hot enough before the outside chars, right?
Yes. So you can really expose them to some serious heat and get like a crust on the outside if you want, or you can kind of go and with the lesser done thing and for more time.
This is just now. This is my follow-up question for my information. Are you opposed to slicing the sausage?
I don't mind. I don't like cutting them down the middle. I take 2 long diagonal cuts on either side.
Oh,
So
yeah.
So it's kind of like it's like a rhombic shape. If you ever see me cut them at the MMFC things, I tend to cut them at an angle.
Like a rhomboid?
Rhomboid, yeah.
Yeah. Geometry, cooking classes, fishing reports. Are you not entertained? That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Cool. Oh, here we go. Natural gas. We boil them in the Midwest first, says Kyle S.
You're a bunch of filthy sausage abusing heathens.
Oh, have some respect. Carl says low and slow. So funny.
Low and slow is a good way, but some sausages like the good ones I get from Business Costco, the Texas Smokehouse sausages, those can take a real crunchy sear, and I mean you've had them before when I've given them and they're just amazing over like a really intense heat.
You know what's funny? I've been giving my kids like spicy food, like trying to increase their spicy tolerance because like as a kid I never ate spicy. I didn't start eating spicy until I moved here to San Diego, right? My then fiance took me to like Indian food, and I was like blown away by like chicken tikka masala. I was like, wow, what is this stuff? It tastes amazing, but I can't handle the heat. It was like so hot, right? And then like now I love it. It's like, oh, I can't eat it without it. It just tastes better, Like I think your body's reacting to like the pain and releasing endorphins or something. It's like, just to help you deal with the pain, but it makes it taste so much better.
I forget which place it is in West Africa, but they make their food really spicy. Like people go there on a tourist vacation to this poor country in the middle of nowhere to get their mouths burned off. Kind of spicy.
That's awesome. Very cool. So we were able to listen to Captain Scottie's. It's the weather's been kind of messing things up, huh?
It's just okay. Fishing here is condition dependent. Fishing anywhere is condition dependent. San Diego, we are especially reliant on conditions. It's not like, oh well, the redfish aren't biting today, so we'll go chase speckled trout. There is no plan B. Almost all of our fish feed on a bunch of the same stuff, at least during late spring, summer, and the first part of fall. So there's not as much of a plan B here as there might be, say, if you lived in the swamp somewhere or had something else going on.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's raining like heck. Those big largemouths, big giant crappies, and the big catfish are going to be up against the mouths of the creeks where they're dumping into these flooded reservoirs.
Sure.
So, even if it's mud out there, we can still got this option over here. We don't have an option like that here. So we need consistent conditions over a period of time. And the more consistent the conditions are, the better the fishing tends to be, because the fish settle into a pattern. The pattern can be identified, and then that pattern can be taken advantage of by us.
True. Very cool.
So this kind of up and down, yes, we have coastal wind one day, no coastal wind the next day. We have morning drizzle, which drives down surface temperature, right? Or maybe the next day we don't have any drizzle and there's no wind and it's 4 degrees warmer.
Yeah.
It's kind of all over the place.
But
So
when it warms up, it's gonna be amazing.
actually, I'd say it's pretty good now. I mean, if you look at the numbers, we're not looking in bad shape right now. It's just
Are we gonna do a screen share today, or just talk?
whatever you want. If you want to do a screen share, I've only got a couple of them up.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let me switch over here.
Go over to the main screen here. Let's see, co-host screen. There it is.
Get ready. Here comes this week's San Diego Fishing Report.
Oh my, it makes me laugh every time, Roman, every time. All right, so I just kind of pulled up the San Diego dock totals. Again, rockfish and bluefin, right? But if you look, all these rockfish and calicos have started filtering in. A little early, I would say, but or maybe right on time too. But got some calico bass coming in. I heard that the shallow water hard bottom was kicking bites off in North County for the kayak guys and the distance beach casting dudes. So if you want some bass from the beach, I guess now's about as good a time as you're going to find. But if you look here at Seaforth, out of 199 anglers total on seven boats and 8 trips, there were 207 bluefin. That's not what I call bad numbers. H&M, 40 bluefin out of 7 anglers total, and that was at least. So I mean, at least a bluefin per dude on that trip.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's kind of up and down, not super consistent, but at the same time, fish counts could definitely be worse.
Yeah.
And I wanted to pull up the PLSF numbers here. Point one was sport fishing. Oh, that was dock totals on fishing report. So again, had the half days going out to the 9 mile, pounding the rockfish. And again, just to reiterate what Scottie said, it's been 20 years since the 9 mile was available for legal fishing. So naturally, those numbers are as high as they've ever been.
Right. And
for anybody interested in big fish, obviously you couldn't target the black sea bass, but if you wanted to catch some big sharks or stuff like that, just outside the jetties, there has been a line of carcasses now for a couple of months, pointed like an arrow straight to that place every single day. So outside the mouth of San Diego Bay, outside the mouth of Mission Bay, I would expect there to be lots and lots of very large fish eating all kinds of carcasses that these boats have been throwing over on their trip back from the grounds.
That's very cool.
Let's look at our tides real quick. This is saltwatertides.com. And not really crazy great tides. Kind of coming up to an interesting evening tide. So if you can get out a little later this week, maybe Friday, we got a pretty high incoming tide right at sundown. That could make some bigger fish move onto the jetties. If you're fishing from the boat, probably kick the halibut off a little bit, probably kick some of the shallow water bass off a little bit. If you're fishing from shore, just be mindful. 6.4 is pretty high. So make sure you got plenty of beach or rock or a way to retreat behind you. Don't get stuck out there and slapped up against the cliffs.
Nice.
We'll move to your favorite SST, since my favorite SST is pitch black at the moment.
That's cloud coverage.
Yep. And again, we got temperatures in the low 60s out here, which is fairly consistent offshore. But it's our onshore temperatures that have been fluctuating a bit. And looky out here. Oh yeah, 92 degrees right out there in the fishing grounds out in the desert. I might have a freshwater report next week, Roman.
Oh, nice.
So catch that on Fish Eye. See if I make it out there. If I do, I will post a report on Monday or Tuesday about how I did out there. So anyway, Roman, that's about all I got for you. If you want to switch back.
That's very cool. Very cool. Man, yeah, it is kind of shocking to see my haircut all of a sudden like that too, guys. I gotta get used to it too. So I'll take any funny comments in the chat.
Get a haircut, hippie.
I got a haircut. To go from like Fabio hair to crew cut, right? I guess it could be a little shocking.
I barely remember the days when I had hair. I mean, that's the fact of the matter.
I got Coach back here. Let's see. There you are. Very cool. Awesome. So now, I guess, let's wrap up the show with a little
Wisdom of the week.
Got you.
Oh man. So again, we've got fluctuating inshore conditions. I haven't really been fishing much. I've been kind of dealing with the court thing and just all the hassle, and I haven't really stepped out of the house too much. But I did go fishing in Mission Bay last night. I did catch a couple of fish. Nothing too amazing, just some micros. But I just wanted to get out there and feel the wind in my face a little bit.
Yeah, good.
It's good to get away from your daily struggle sometimes. And one thing that going through processes like this has taught me is when you're really in that downtime, when you're really trying to look inside your own mind, or sometimes you just take a breath, you step back, you say, you know what I need to do? I need to get out. I need to do some fishing. I need to, whatever it is for you, catching a gecko or whatever it is, get outside, treat yourself a little bit. Get out somewhere where you can feel a little bit of sun on your face.
Yeah.
Maybe watch a sunset or sunrise. And that'll help bring your perspective back a little bit on where you're at inside your own mind. So as I've been very open about my mental health struggles, and if anybody else is struggling, you're welcome to reach out to me, talk to me. I've been there. I've lived it. I'm living it right now. Sometimes, hey, if you need somebody to talk to, make sure you talk to somebody. If you need to talk to somebody, reach out to me.
Yeah.
Roman's happy to help most anybody. We all, and in the past, the club has reached out to me in moments where I've been kind of weak. So I want to say thank you to the club. I wanted to say thank you to Roman. And any of you that need to reach out, please reach out. Reach out to me. Reach out to someone.
Yeah, there's no stigma here. There's no shame in it. For me, it's like I'm happy to help, and a lot of the people in the club are like feel the same way. They're happy to help, and just gotta reach out, right? If you feel more comfortable with one guy than the other, that's fine. Reach out to whoever you feel more comfortable with, right? And it's confidential, right? Like you know. But at that on the flip side, though, we are not qualified, qualified to help if it gets a little serious. So, we would eventually do recommend that you seek professional help. There's no shame in that. It's a huge benefit, but if you're at the point where you just want to talk to anybody, we're here, right?
Yeah,
that's the whole point of the group. We're like, it's like a support structure for us. Yeah, we fish. That's what binds us. That's what joins us, right? But overall, we're all like super cool people in this group. Like I know I'm like, oh, we're super cool. I mean, we're all like genuine, right? And that's what makes this group strong. So I appreciate you guys being in here.
So make sure if you need to reach out. We're here for you. Yeah. The club was there for me when I was in a real dark spot. So I want to say thank you to everybody, and don't be ashamed to reach out. Professional help's great too. Sometimes the most difficult part of your journey is that first step. So don't hesitate to reach out. No shame, no judgment, none of that stuff from us. We appreciate you folks. Stay safe, stay sane, get out and catch a few if you can. And maybe I'll run into you guys out on the water.
Awesome. Yeah, Scottie was saying he's running into you a couple of times. He's like, yeah, he's always stoked to be out fishing. It's awesome. Very good. All right. So let's wrap this baby up. So let's take Coach out with a round of applause from the live studio audience. If you didn't know, Coach is slaying it on YouTube. Go check out Worth TV. Subscribe if you haven't already, and go watch all his shorts, all his videos. Okay, give him some watch time. Thanks again, Coach.
Thank you, Roman. Take care of yourself, my dude.
And once again, taking Coach out with a round of applause from the studio audience. Oh, all right. Let me cue up the studio audience. Later, Coach.
Take it easy, Roman.
Oh my gosh, so good. Well, and that is that. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Once again, I'm gonna invite you guys one more time at 8:15. I'll be on a different channel talking about Bitcoin. No, it's random, but if you think inflation is bad now, it's just gonna keep getting worse. You need to figure out what to do. So go watch the next show I'll be doing tonight. I'm doing it Monday through Friday, 8:15 p.m. Slightly off topic, but tonight we're gonna talk about how Bitcoin, how saving in Bitcoin might be a way for you to get more fishing time. Okay, so just saying, it's in the chat. Go over there, hang out, and chill. Anyway, I'll see you guys. If you go to the apps and taps, I'll see you there. I just decided right now in my mind that I'm gonna go. So I'll be there. Arnie, save me a seat to heckle. I'll be there to heckle Nakata, who's gonna be emceeing it. I'll be there to snack on some of that Captain Dan pizza, and of course for some brewskis, and just hang out with the crew and reconnect with the guys. Yeah, One Cool Tuna. It was a good show. We had Scottie in here talking about last couple of months worth of updates, so it was pretty good. Glad to see you in here. Cool! Exclamation point OCT. One Cool Tuna in the house. Say what's up to Jeff. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, Leonard, Jeff, Coach, Doug Rubin, Eric, Yognator, Oscar, our local Oscar in Texas, 636, and Captain Dan, Arnie, Leonard, Salty, and Eric for modding today. And with that, I will see you guys Saturday. And may the bite be with you. Woo!